Well, well, what is happening, beautiful people? We are here and super excited to talk fantasy football with you before Thursday night football. Obviously, a lot to talk about today. There's a big matchup tonight. Packers, obviously, Commanders, a lot of fantasy relevant names like Josh Jacobs, JCM, Austin Eckler, Jordan Love, Jaden Daniels. And you got a lot of tough decisions to make. So, left hand up, who are we? Let's go Commanders tonight. But appreciate y'all for being here with us. Do us a favor, hit that like button to show some love. Subscribe if you want some live stream content every single day. You know, turn your notifications on so you know when we're live. And here's the deal. If you want to enter tonight's giveaway, all you got to do is type TNF. All right, TNF. And then like the stream. Once you've done those two things, like the stream, type TNF, you'll be entered to win some vouchers. And then every time we reach 50 likes, we'll do a giveaway. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. We got a lot of questions and not a lot of time to get to them. So let's jump straight into the questions on the Flock Fantasy site. As we say every single stream, the best way to prioritize yourself, the best way to prioritize your questions is by getting them in on the Flock Fantasy website. All right. You want to prioritize us and support the show. This is the best way for us to prioritize you. And every time we go live, if there are questions on the Flock site, we will go to those very first, and then we'll jump to any other questions on YouTube. These people are, keeping the lights on here at Fantasyland, so we want to honor them. All right, here we go. Mari here with the start sit. We got to go lightning speed today, I think. Let's see. Kyler Murray at quarterback, Josh Jacobs, Jahmyr Gibbs, then Puka, Wilson, Warren, and at flex, would you go Egbuka or Alvin Kamara? I think those are your two options that you're really considering here.
I'll go Alvin.
Yeah. It's half PPR, so I'm going to lean Alvin as well. But if you want to have fun, I don't blame you for going Egbuka. Egbuka is the funner play, if that's a word.
I agree.
All right, Leon here, start sit. Baker Mayfield, then Brees, Gibbs, Evans. They got DJ Moore and Judy as well. London, Bowers. Bowers is not practicing, so be prepared, Leon, to have a backup there. Juwan Johnson, Brenton Strange, Harold Fannin, these names.
Yeah.
Jake Ferguson. But at the flex spot, I think it's really between DJ Moore, Judy, Mason, Hollywood. Do you have a strong feeling on this matchup?
For me, according to my rankings, it would be DJ Moore. And then next would be technically Jerry Judy, but I just feel more confident in Hollywood this week.
Yeah, I'm going to go DJ Moore as well.
Worthy's practicing, so I wonder if he's going to play.
Worthy is practicing, which if he plays, that would make Hollywood Brown one of the more frustrating pickups in week one of the last couple of years. All right, appreciate you, Leon. Bad news Bears here. It's a start-sit question. Joe Burrow or JJ? Will go JJ. He's got his running backs in there. He's trying to decide at tight end between Ferguson, Henry, Goddard. Goddard doesn't look like he's going to play. For me, this is Jake Ferguson.
Agreed.
I want to be a part of that passing offense. At flex, man, he's got a lot of great options. He's considering Egbuka, Myers, Wilson, Henderson.
I think it'll be Wilson for sure.
Yeah, can't sit Garrett Wilson. And then after that, it's a real toss-up.
It's between Tony and Egbuka for me.
Would you not start Pollard over Henderson, though, even though we love Henderson? I think I'm starting Pollard over Henderson. So.
Well, yeah, I would. That's what I'm saying. It would be Pollard or Egbuka.
Yeah.
Those are the two guys I'll be considering.
And I think we're both going Egbuka then.
Yeah.
Just going to ride that train for now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Appreciate you. Thanks, Bad News Bears.
To the moon.
Bill to the moon.
Baker Mayfield, great supporter so far this year. Appreciate you. Baker Mayfield, Derrick Henry, Mike Evans, Sam Laporta. Then at the flex, you already have Josh Jacobs and Zay Flowers. Now you have, I see, J.K. Dobbins, JCM, Kayshon Boutte. I think this one for me would be J.K. Dobbins, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check.
Yeah, we're just going to start doing this, by the way, on the stream as well. We're also just going to pop in there like, hey, question of the week. So there's a poll right now in the chat. Again, just random question of the week. This is like some of the names that people are most interested in. So just go check out that poll of the week. And, you know, that would be fun for us all to be a part of that. But yeah, so Baker Mayfield, Derrick Henry, Mike Evans, Sam Laporta, and at flex spot, you said what, sorry?
I'm going to go JK.
J.K. Dobbins, yeah. He's probably the smarter play over JCM, who's probably the fun play.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Again, check out the poll in the chat. It's just, you know, random question. Just random question of the week. All right. Jort here. Looks like it's a trade. They would send away Javonte and Hollywood for Breece Hall. This is a 14-team start 8. I think with the news of Worthy, like, trying to get there and into a practice, I think this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, give me Breece. I want Breece in this deal. If I can get him. Yeah. Sounds crazy coming into the season.
Yeah.
In MC3, that's how I'm reading it. It says running backs are Genty, Cook, Henderson, RJ, Nico, Worthy, and Book. Okay, what's the question? So you are trading away James Cook, Kyle Pitts, and you are receiving Malik Neighbors. I mean, this is pretty easy for me.
Yeah, you're not gonna not take Malik Neighbors because of a tight end like Kyle Pitts. Like,
yeah,
especially in a 10-team league, there's plenty of streaming tight ends out there.
And there's plenty of running backs that you have. You have Genty. You'll be left with Genty, Henderson, and RJ Harvey. I'm okay with that. You really up tier. You're getting a stud for sure. In
my opinion, this is what we call a no-brainer smash. Love it. Ziconi, actually. So, would you send away Charbonnet for Keenan Allen? I don't think I would, and let me explain why. This is a 10-team start 7 league that he's got, so context is important. The range of outcome for these two names. The range of outcome for Keenan, in my opinion, top 30 wide receiver, right? If Charbonnet is on your team and he takes the job, or Walker goes down with an injury like he does every year, why can't Charbonnet win you your league? Like, I think the range of outcome for these guys, yes, Charbonnet has a lower ceiling, a lower floor, but I think he has a higher ceiling. And in a 10-team league, I just don't see why I would. Like, you can find flexible names like Keenan in this smaller format anywhere.
Yeah, what if Keenan? Yeah, I think there's a big range though, because I think if Keenan continues to do what he does in week 1, he can be a top 10 wide receiver.
And if the Chargers go back to the run game in week 2, you're not gonna.
But if they don't, and if Kenneth Walker
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can go in a hypothetical circle, but
yeah, that's why I personally think it's an even trade. I think it depends on what you need. Do you need running back depth, or do you need a wide receiver? If Zach Charbonnet is probably RB5 or 4 somehow, and he's probably never going to start getting into your lineup, I'll be okay with it. But if you need wide receivers, that's what I would do. Just really depends on your team.
Pretty good. Trading away Dak and Kittle for Josh Allen. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. You can take Josh Allen. I'm there with you. Got to take Josh Allen there. Cadester, rest of season start sit outlook. Well, we can definitely help you with week 2. We can't really say every week, because every week is going to be different with different matchups, right? But definitely going to start Hampton. Definitely going to start Connor. Those guys will be in your lineup pretty much weekly. At wide receiver, same thing. Amon-Ra and Brian Thomas. These guys are starting weekly for you. Don't freak out about week 1 for these two names. At tight end, are you starting Ingram or Fannin? Because Ingram is healthy, by the way.
Yeah, if Ingram plays, I would play Ingram.
Okay.
That's just my mindset at the moment. So,
you know, I don't think that's crazy, and maybe my name's Rod and I like to party too much. But I think I would play Fannin. It's just it's not even so much just about the what he did in week 1. It's about how it looks in week 2. I just don't see in that game how he isn't just a dominant option for them when they're going to be behind. That's just the way I look at it. Again, I could be a complete idiot. I'm aware of that. This could be Isaiah Likely, but I really struggle to not lean on that matchup where they're 11-point underdogs. But at the flex, it's Jameson, right? Or Swift. Jameson or Swift?
I'm taking Jameson.
Okay, let's rock with Jameson. I like it.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Just a heads up, everybody who is watching Badaki, you guys can enter today's giveaway. All you have to do to enter is type TNF, as in Thursday Night Football, TNF, one word, and like the stream. Once you've done those two things, you'll be automatically entered, and when we reach 50 likes, we'll do some giveaways for some vouchers. If you've got a super chat on YouTube, appreciate you. We'll get to those in a second, but we always start every single stream by answering questions on the Flock Fantasy site. That's where you guys can prioritize yourself and kind of skip the queue there. Dynasty Ty sends away Jones for Mason and Goddard. Yeah, I mean, if you need a tight end, I don't really have a, like, RB 28 versus 31 in my rankings. I don't have a strong opinion on this one.
Yeah, I completely agree. No strong opinion here as well. If you need a tight end, why not? But if not, you should be easy to go. Appreciate you, Ty.
Sending away Bucky and Garrett for Mason and Chase. Wow, I mean, that's a more difficult question than it looks, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we need a little bit more TLC on this one. So
if he sends away Bucky, his RB 1 and 2 will be Kyron Williams and Jalen Warren. I don't like that.
No, yeah.
I love Chase, but I don't want to. Maybe we're idiots, but from a team construction, like this doesn't help your overall starting lineup. It doesn't help losing Bucky Irving at RB2 or RB1 rather, to go to Jalen Warren or Jordan Mason every week. You know,
I agree.
So yeah, I understand. We all want Jamar Chase. He's my #1 ranked player, but I don't think it helps you. Dynasty Ty says, looking for the right pieces to trade. Is this realistic, or should I target McBride for the price, or who can I offer Bowers to be reasonable? This is not realistic. Not even close.
No, it's not realistic. But if you could somehow get this done, I'll take Brock Bowers every day, twice a day, even if he is going to miss this week. But it also depends on your team. Like you said, anyway, Tony Pollard, who's your RB3, and Ricky, who's your wide receiver, 5? Yeah. I'll do this every day if you can.
Actually, yeah, like I apologize. I thought this was a Dynasty question because his name is Dynasty Ty. It's a redraft question. Look, the Bowers guy is probably not accepting this, but he already has McBride, so I actually think this is a reasonable offer to go send to him. Let's start there. Sure. If he's not happy with that, I wouldn't be too much more aggressive because your lineup just simply can't take it, to be honest. But you know, you really don't have the depth to add on to this trade. That is the trade that, I mean, maybe hey, you can get Dak Prescott in this deal as well because you only have Caleb Williams or something. But I don't think you can be more aggressive than what you're already being there with the lineup that you have. All right, Gregonometry. Great username. Would you rather start David Montgomery or Etienne? Etienne for me with confidence. Yep. At wide receiver 2, it's either Pickens or Hollywood. We're going Pickens, I think.
Yep, I'm there with you.
Actually, I would start a Dunze over Pickens myself. At tight end, Ferguson, and then I'm pretty sure between Pickens and Monty in the flex. That's a tough call.
Right, hold on. It's right. So you put on Dunze here. You're right. I would go 14 team. If you need the safety, I would go Monty. If you need the safety, I would go George Pickens. That's the best way I can tell you.
You said safety twice there, by the way.
Safety is David Montgomery. Upside is George Pickens.
Yes, I agree. It's a 14-team league, so you might lean on safety.
Yeah, exactly.
Appreciate it.
I think Monty will have a better game, so will George Pickens.
Quip says, considering Kamara, Egbuka, Etienne at flex, so we're going to start either Jordan Love or Jared Goff. Where are you leaning there?
Let me just double check here. I'm pretty sure I would say I have Jordan Love higher.
Okay, this is I'm sorry then, because I have Goff, but they're he's one spot higher. Yeah, I don't really care which way you go. Higher. It's just I see a wide range of outcomes for both of these names. So go with your gut. I would rather if it's that close, I would rather not play a player on Thursday Night Football personally. That's just a philosophy you and I have typically. So Superflex, Goff, Allen, Taylor, Chase Brown. At wide receiver, this would be Egbuka. At tight end, we'll probably play Ingram if he's healthy. And then at the flex spot, wow. Yeah, I mean, he said it. Kamara, Egbuka, Etienne at flex. Even Adams.
Yeah. I think you should go upside. 10-man league. 10-team league. Start 8. I feel like upside is probably what's important here. Now, all these guys have upside.
I know. That's what I was going to say. I don't know how to make the decision with that.
That's the hard part.
I'm going to lean Etienne riding off the wave
of
last week.
Yeah, I'm going to go Alvin.
Yeah. I have them back-to-back in my rankings right now. I really need to see Alvin more involved in the passing game this week, or I'm going to shit a brick. Sanjo Wall. Looks like they're starting Josh Allen, Connor, Chase Brown, Jefferson, AJ Brown, and Njoku. At flex, it's between Pollard, Adunze, Booty, and Warren. I think Pollard is your best bet there with the total touches he will receive.
Yeah, safety really close with Rumba there as well.
Why don't you go ahead and lead the way for these next couple ones?
Yeah, Mello BR. This is Dynasty, actually, so I'm going to be starting Justin Fields over Caleb. We have Chase, Saquon, Marvin. Then here I see Ricky Pearsall with Devontae Adams. You're going to be starting. Of course, you start Brock Bowers. If not, you're going to start Jawan Jennings there. And then at that flex option, I would be okay going ahead and starting Rome Odunze there at that flex.
Yeah, and I would say pretty confident in that answer. Obviously, you guys have to keep in mind, at the end of the day, don't be afraid to make your own decisions as well. But we always give you our rationale and our reasons why, and then you can take that and make your decisions. But this is how we would set that lineup. You and I are in agreement.
P. Drew, Lamar Jackson, Caleb Williams, James Cook, Jonathan Taylor, Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson there. I see Devonta Smith, Chris Olave, George Pickens. Is going to be Devontae Adams for me, and then I see Travis Etienne.
Devonta Smith?
Yeah. Sorry, okay. Did I say George Pickens?
You said Devontae Adams.
Sorry, Devonta Smith and then Travis Etienne.
Yeah. Look, I have Olave, Pickens, and Smith all ranked back to back to back, and I'm not particularly excited about any of them this week. However, Olave is my highest ranked player. I think the Niners might look a little rough this week overall. And then I'm going to go Etienne in the flex. So it will be Olave and Etienne, but you're really playing Russian roulette here. I think the highest upside play, since it's 10 team, let's go Pickens actually, if it's highest upside. And then Etienne. Ron Jovi with the super message is Waddle droppable. Not unless you're in like a 6 or 8 team league. He's not droppable.
Definitely worth holding right now.
Yeah. No, I would say that's a little bit of an overreaction, especially if the news is, going to continue to ramp up, where
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill has a chance to be moved. Yeah. So, yeah.
Might as well keep it. He could be the wide receiver 1 there easily.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Park Cuss 22. Purdy out 2 to 5 weeks. Should I trade for Herbert? I do have love on the bench. I also have Ladd.
No.
In a one quarterback,
go.
I would just keep Chris Olave. You start streaming quarterbacks, whatever that looks like for you. Justin Fields on the bench, Jordan Love, Jared Goff.
Yeah, no way.
You pick those guys up and you stream them.
I'm picking up Trevor Lawrence, who's on your waiver wire right now for free, and I'm saving a startable potential top 24 wide receiver by the end of the season. No, there's no way in a one quarterback league you're doing this.
Buddy is next up here. Trevor Lawrence.
Not your bud,
running, pal. Gosh. What's up, bud?
Not your pal, bud.
Breece Hall.
Yeah, Breece.
Amara. Oh, Jonathan Taylor. Lab McConkey. Jamar Chase. For me, is going to be Evan Ingram. I think Zach is going to be Harold Fannin.
It is, but my name's Rod and I like to party, so make your own decisions.
At that flex option, a lot of great options, but
wow.
Considering Amarion, Emeka, Travis Hunter here, let me just double check between Travis and Emeka to see who's higher.
Can't believe you have to sit some of these names. I'm gonna start at Egbuka, but
it's gonna be Emeka for me.
I hate that you have to sit Hampton and all these names. Hunter, that is wild.
Consolidate.
Yep.
Diego. Appreciate you. You are. Gosh, why does that happen?
He's sending away Lamar and Odunze for Fields, Bucky, and Marvin Harrison. Bucky is a pretty huge piece here. You get Marvin Harrison as well. Let's see. If you added Bucky to this team, then yeah, you definitely need Bucky Irving, to be honest with you, my guy. Losing Lamar Jackson is going to suck. It's going to hurt. But I would argue you need Bucky Irving with RJ Harvey and DeAndre Swift being your RB1 and RB2. So, again, I hate to lose Lamar, but Bucky was drafted ahead of Lamar anyway in one quarterback formats. You get a starter in Justin Fields. It's going to be shaky. Don't expect 30 points every week. And then you get the Marvin Harrison side of this. Yeah, it's tough to let Lamar go, but at that price, I think you'd be silly not to. All right.
Appreciate you.
We did reach over 50 likes, Badaki, so we are going to do a giveaway. This is your guys' last chance to enter. There are currently 48 people entered. All you have to do to enter is like the stream and type Thursday Night Football as in TNF, all one word. Once you've done those two things, you will be automatically entered. And then we'll do the giveaway right after this next question, okay? So, next question from Jonah to start sit, and he wants to know, at running back, let's go ahead. I'm going to go Javonte Williams over Ken Walker. I love the matchup this week versus the Cowboys, or sorry, versus your Giants. And I would rather sit Ken if I have options to sit him. We're going to start Igbukah at wide receiver, and then at your flex spot, I would start Travis Hunter over Kenneth Walker as well.
Yeah, for me, I still have Kenneth Walker over Javonte Williams, but each to their own. I understand there's some concerns. They played the Steelers. Technically, was a good matchup last week in Week 1, if I'm not mistaken. So that's where I would go if Walker is healthy or whatever the case may be.
Okay, I have Javonte as my RB19. I've got Walker at 31. You could totally be right, and I could be an absolute fool. If you have a guaranteed guy, guaranteed workload, and a better offense with Javonte, it's hard for me not to go that way, but I hear you. The real PK with a start-sit question, Fields, Swift, Brown, Jefferson, Igbukah, McBride, T-Mac, and then the flex spot is what we're helping him out with. All right, Badaki, make your call here. JCM, I imagine, is the option. Tillman, Johnston. I imagine these are the options. We don't know if Worthy's playing.
Yeah, look, if at the moment you'll have to make this decision. You probably have to start JCM. Are you excited about it? Probably not, because the Packers just did that. But there is a chance that. The question is, are you taking the chance if Worthy plays? For Worthy to play?
You won't be able to answer that question.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Worthy
I'm just saying
somehow,
we shouldn't really think about that with this decision because we don't have that answer. So
well, at the moment,
can't
yes.
Consider Worthy because we don't have the answer.
I think no, I understand. We don't have the answer, but what I'm trying to say is that if there's a chance that Worthy is going to play, then I would take that chance over JCM because you do have another option in QJ. You have options. You have Tillman as well.
Sure.
But at the moment, if Worthy is not playing, sure. But if Worthy is not playing and that information does come out, then maybe the answer is supposed to be JCM. You got to make the decision now. So I'm saying it's not going to help this person to have that hypothetical out there because we don't have that answer, and he has to make a decision. My answer is: are you willing to risk it and have the options of starting Worthy, Johnson, or Tillman? That's basically my answer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you to start JCM just because you're not going to know if Worthy's going to be out there. So I mean, it'd be awesome to know that right now before Thursday night, but you got to make a decision. I think JCM is probably your best bet, even though I have very low expectations for him. You're my boy Blue with the trade question. Would you send a second and Olave for first and Charbonnet? I think the most you can get for Olave is a first.
Yeah, I'll take
the most
the
you can get for Sharp is a second. So this is about as even as it gets. I'm pretty indifferent on this.
Yeah, I'll take the first. Trade JCM or just for Justin Fields. One quarterback, 14 teams, so quarterbacks are a little bit short here.
They're hard to find. Yep.
Well, why would you?
He's already got Lamar.
Yeah.
Wait,
why wouldn't
has he done this?
No, he's sending away. He must have done this already.
He's already done it. Why would you do this if you already have Lamar Jackson, dude?
That doesn't make any sense, brother.
Bro, I wish you would have waited. Deploy some patience, my friend. We want to help you. Who are you going to start at RB2 now, man?
And a one quarterback, there's no point of having a second guy.
Put Justin Fields
Michael
on your
Penix.
bench every week? Oh, come on, brother. Just
Michael Penix, Tua, Matthew Stafford. If you're worried about the waiver wire or the bye week.
Yeah, that's. I don't know what to do. We would have helped you. You only submitted it 4 hours ago. Just tell the person. Just give me a second. Let me think on it. Don't let them bully you into a trade. If we're looking at this wrong, take JCM. If you have the option to get JCM, take JCM. If we're looking at this wrong, I apologize if we are. You submitted it as in you're receiving Justin Fields and you're sending JCM. There's no reason to do that with Lamar Jackson in a 1-quarterback league. Would you send away Stafford for Lawrence? Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Basically a straight up, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Filthy Wubs, Burrow, Kyron, Brown. At wide receiver, for me, it would be Travis Hunter this week. I love that matchup. And the question really is Pittman. I don't want to start Pittman if I have a better option. I think you do. I would rather start Smith and Keenan. Pittman goes up against the Broncos. Pat Surtain, not looking to really... I'm not excited about that, so I would start Devonta over Pittman this week.
I agree.
Okay. Make sure that you answer the question in the chat, people. There's a poll in the chat. Make sure you look at that and answer. Currently, 127 of you guys have answered, and it looks like the majority are going Keon Coleman. Just the question of the week. Just the question of the week. That's it. Morgan Tyler here says, accept this or Travion Henderson and T for Nico. So they would receive Hampton and Higgins. They'd send away Monty and Nico. Nico's the most valuable player in this deal, so that makes me nervous to send him away. The other option is Henderson and T for Nico. Well, Henderson and T for Nico is an overpay. You're not going to send away Travion Henderson and T Higgins for Nico Collins. But,
yeah.
If you look at their running back room, it's pretty stacked.
Yeah. I'm trying to decipher if we should do it or not.
Yeah. Okay, so losing Nico Collins.
Okay. I would say the gap is bigger. I would take the Marion and T side. Continue though.
So if he does this trade, he has Ken Walker at RB2 right now. So he goes from Ken Walker at RB2 to a Marion.
Yeah.
And while he loses Nico, yeah, I mean, losing Nico would be a huge loss for this roster, actually. Because then you're relying on a Duzay and Pearsall to break out, which we think can happen, but we can't guarantee. Definitely go pick up Boutte and drop Marvin Mims, by the way. Dude. Definitely don't do the other trade that you suggested, but I don't know. I want to keep Nico here.
Okay.
I want to keep Nico. I think it's close though. In fact, you know what? I'm not factoring in that you're getting Higgins back to that wide receiver room, so I'm an idiot. Sorry. Go Omarion.
Okay.
Start sit. Let's go.
Is it BJ? Is that who's next?
Big J. Yep.
Big J. Sorry. Okay. Big J. BJ. Josh Allen. I see Kenneth Walker here. I'm going to start Kenneth Walker, Bucky Irving, Jamar Chase, Cortland Sutton, Tyler Warren, and Mika Ibuka. Yeah, that's how it would start your lineup there. I'll start Kenneth Walker over Aaron Jones.
So Ken Walker, Aaron Jones is the big question he's asking here when he's filling out his lineup. Look, like I said earlier, we could all very well be complete idiots for overreacting to Ken Walker, and he could come out in week 2 and be the guy. Both Ken Walker and Aaron Jones are technically pass-catching running backs. Atlanta's defense is awful against the run. Awful against the run. And I know what Pittsburgh did in week 1. I'm not so convinced that Pittsburgh is bad against the run yet. I think they face a really run-heavy team. So I think this is a true toss-up. I lean Aaron Jones. Again, like I said, if I can find a way to sit Ken Walker and there's an equivalent option, then I'm doing it. So that's my answer. Mason was asking if he should trade Jefferson for Swift and Higgins. No way. Keep Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I want Jefferson as well.
Definitely not in a small league either, Mason. I mean, you gotta have premium players to win in a 10-team league. Don't be getting DeAndre Swift so you send away Jefferson for Swift. That's not gonna make it worth it, bro.
Steve Gay, appreciate you. You're deciding between Michael Penix and JJ McCarthy. I will be going JJ here.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
They're playing each other, to be fair, so.
It was fun to see McCarthy's usage on the ground. We talked about on the Dynasty channel a lot how he's got really good legs. He's a really good mobile, on the run, sneaky athletic guy, and I think you saw that. He is starting Walker. He doesn't have a better option, so you got to rock with it. At tight end, you're going to start Tyler Warren. At the flex, DK, and then, to me, the obvious name is Travis Hunter.
Completely agree.
All right, let's do this giveaway.
Okay.
Okay, so currently it looks like how many of you have entered? 67 of you entered. All you had to do to enter was like the stream and type TNF. So let's give away a start sit voucher here. Start sit voucher. Start sit voucher goes to Big Rice Ball. So if we can mark that down, Big Rice Ball.
Big Rice Ball.
Now, here's the deal, Big Rice Ball. All you need to do, my friend, is message me on Discord. Here's my username. Here's my handle. Here's my spout. Message me on Discord. Tell me your Flock Fantasy username. And send me a screenshot of your YouTube account. Now, if you don't have a Flock Fantasy username yet, you can create a Flock account for free. Just sign up with the code LAND. And then when you do, just tell me what your username is. In fact, anybody out there who's watching this, you can create a free account on the site for free. I know I said free twice, sorry. All you have to do is use the code LAND, sign up, and then you can link either your ESPN Sleeper Yahoo leagues and see expert consensus on your teams. All right, that's the start sit. The trade question voucher is going to
Big money.
Edgar Adrian Sanchez Ramirez. So same thing, my friend. DM me on Discord your
that's government name for sure.
Screenshot of your YouTube account as well as your Flock name. If you don't have an account yet, create one with the code LAND at sign up. Make sure you use the code LAND so I can find you in our database. Mutiny here with the trade question. Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, or Jaden Daniels? That's a good one, actually. That's a good question.
I think it just depends on your running back room and if Tony Pollard is your RB3, RB4. Let me just have a look really fast.
RB3, and he has JCM at RB4. I think I'm going to take Jaden Daniels here.
Yeah. I think I would as well. It's really close.
It is. And Dak's going to be much better, by the way.
Yeah, I think so as well. So
I'm fine to take Daniels there, but it's close. Nate says, start 2 in my flex, Hampton, Adams, Egbuka.
Egbuka for sure.
Egbuka, Hampton, I'd say.
Yeah, it's close.
It is very close. Adams is going to have big games this year. BB Resler, man. So it looks like
right.
Walker, Tracy. I don't actually know what the question is. There's no words here.
Right.
So I'm going to give him a free start sit question. That voucher's in your account. Come back and ask us a question because you didn't really give us any text. And we're not sure what the question is. By the way, when you guys submit a start sit, let me show you exactly what you should do. Okay, so obviously link your team first in the My Teams page, Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo. And then you click start sit. Your league settings will be automatically linked when you click your team. Then let's say I know my quarterback is Bo Nix. And I'm locked in on that. Well, every other position, you can tell us who you're considering. All right, I'm considering these names, and you go down the list, and you tell us each position what you're considering, because we have no idea what you were asking with that question. Jonathan says, I got Brian Robinson Jr. Should I drop him for Tootin? Would you rather have B-Rob or Bashul Tootin?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think you can make an argument that if CMC goes down with an injury and ETN were to go down with an injury,
where I was gonna go.
Then you'd probably prefer Brian Robinson. But as far as like standalone value, if both of the guys ahead of them are healthy, I would prefer Tootin by a pretty heavy margin there.
Yeah, I agree.
So I guess I lean Tootin there.
Yeah, it's a big what if.
It is.
A big what if. Rumble, Pack. It says Evan Ingram or Fannin, also Swift or Zach Charbonnet. I'll be starting Swift personally.
Yep.
And I am going to be starting Evan Ingram.
Now, I'm going Fannin here. My name's Rod. I like to party. I like to have fun. And Harold Fannin was really fun to watch in week 1. I am of the opinion that this matchup is perfectly set up for Harold Fannin versus the Ravens. They're 11-point underdogs. They should be throwing the ball all game. That excites me. But I could also see Ingram having a decent game.
Brat Luke, Baker, Kyron Ashton, Mike Evans, Puka, considering Njoku or Henry. I'm going to go Njoku there with Devontae Adams.
Yeah, the narrative fits Njoku as well as it fits Fannin, and I don't think they are really hurting each other in your lineup. I think they're both startable. So I'm going to agree with Badaki there. And then at the flex, you said Devontae Adams, and I agree.
Clark the Shark. You are sending away Justin Fields and Kenneth Walker and receiving Emeka and Buka in a 1 quarterback league. I'll take Emeka every day.
Yeah, I don't think like a quarterback should really play a big part in a trade that you're going to make. You already have Bo Nix. Your team is already ridiculous, by the way. So, yeah, we can take Ibuka here. I really don't see you losing that in such a small league with a quarterback being the difference. Start sit for Madrid. I'm going to start Nix over Penix. Do not freak out about Bo Nix.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Kamara, Chase, Jason. At tight end, Kraft or Fannin? You got to make this call for tonight.
I'll be going Tucker. I have Tucker over Fannin.
Tucker's probably got enough long-term evidence that he's a good play, so we'll lean there. And then at the flex, I'm probably going Travion Henderson. I love that matchup.
Yes, Travion.
Okay.
Shakir will be second.
Another one here from Madrid.
Oh, another one Madrid? Okay,
yeah, another one here. So Drake May, Bucky Mason at wide receiver 2. Yeah, Igbuka is my highest ranked player. Wow, you have Igbuka and Evans. I mean, in a way, if you sit Evans and he goes off, you're going to be pissed. But if you start both of them and it's another Igbuka game, you're going to be pissed. And you're kind of limiting your upside in a way here, I'd say.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
You kind of have to make your call here, which is going to be really, really frustrating. Really, really frustrating.
I would go. I think I'm gonna go Mike and Ibuka there. Sounds crazy.
Both Mike and Igbuka. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the safest route. Someone asked, are the YouTube super chats being answered? Did I waste my money? No, you didn't waste your money. We will answer them. But like we said at the beginning of the stream, anytime there are questions on the Flock Fantasy site, as we've said the entire year, we will answer those first, and then we will come over to YouTube. So, yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. We got to keep our word as well. And we've said this all offseason, that we will answer the questions on the Flock site first, and then we will jump over to YouTube. So they will get answered just in the order that, you know, we've said. Manny here with a trade question. Would you send Daniels and Rice for JSN and Igbuka? I guess it's...
I will also either get Drake May or JJ for quarterback. So your quarterback will be Drake May or JJ.
Yeah, then I would do this.
Yeah. Start 7. I guess. Looks like you already did the trade, I think. Oh, no, you didn't. This is start 7. He's not going to be starting one of these guys.
Sure. You're getting.
Unless I'm tripping. Hold on. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
If we redid fantasy football drafts, Jason is probably a first-round pick, if not a second-round pick. Igbuka is probably a third-round pick. So I don't see a reason not to do it.
Yeah.
Patrick, start sit question. Would you start Bo Nix or Jimmy Garoppolo? Jokes. JCM, Ken Walker. Make the call.
I still have Kenneth Walker higher.
Yeah. I mean, that's sound logic.
Like, it's not by much. He's my RB 25, JCM 29. So it's not by much at all. But I definitely still have Kenneth Walker. What's happening with Walker? How's he going in practice? Is he doing well? He's looking good. We didn't have an update from Kenneth Walker, have we?
Honestly, I'll be 100% transparent with you guys. We make calls based off of research, data, and matchups, and Vegas sports line books, and all this stuff. I have no idea what the right answer is here. Truthfully, Patrick, I have no idea if you should start JCM or Ken Walker. I think if someone is telling you with confidence they know the answer, genuinely, I think they're lying straight to your face. I don't know how anyone could tell you they know this answer. You know, like, I genuinely think they'd be lying to you.
Well, maybe he's going to start JCM, so he might have to start the rest. So let's just have a look before we because there's other flex options. So he has
Okay.
Amika T, Travis, Tyler Warren, and then at the flex, I see Dylan Sampson, JCM, Worthy. Yeah, so he's probably going to start JCM
All right.
regardless, and then he's going to probably start either Booty.
JCM Walker, and then at the last flex, you're right. So we don't even have to make that decision.
Yeah.
So last flex here.
For me, that would be Kayshawn Booty.
Booty, if we can ask a question here, if Worthy plays, would you play him over Booty?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Yeah, I think I agree. Thanks, Patrick, for the question. Kaz7 here, it looks like, I'm going to guess they meant to ask, like, should I start Eckler or Sampson? I'm going to guess that's the question. I'm not expecting Judkins to get a ton of work, but this is still pretty risky.
Is that confirmed? Is he confirmed playing, though? Because he just practiced.
He practiced in full, which is a good sign for his availability. But it doesn't mean that he's going to be an important part of the game plan yet.
Yeah. I'll be going Eckler here. Or if Quinchon doesn't play, actually, let me just double check.
Can't we? Yeah. We don't have that answer.
Eckler or
Drake May, Manny. Drake May.
They're actually back to back in my rankings. It's funny. I have Eckler higher.
Me too. It's scary. I'm not going to lie to you, though. Dylan Sampson could get a ton of targets in that game. Malcolm, start sit. Sit McLaurin for Pearsall, Ridley, or Allen flex. So would you rather start Terry McLaurin or Ricky Pearsall this week?
I will start Terry.
Okay. That's not going to... We're not going to help him then because I lean Ricky.
Okay.
Let's see if we can... Maybe the flex will decide it. Hawkinson or Ferguson this week? I actually think this is an interesting one. For you leaning Hawkinson still? I have them back to back.
Yeah, I'm leaning Hawkinson still.
Okay. At flex, yeah, I'll go Terry over all your other options. So basically, what that means is Terry goes at wide receiver 2, and then Pierce on the flex. But yeah, you got some tough calls there, Malcolm. Mopar, it looks like they would send Nix and Dobbins for Burrow and Gordon. I think this is selling low on Bo Nix a little bit. Let's see what your roster looks like. Can you lose Dobbins? You can't lose your RB3, my dude. Who are you starting at RB2 if you make this move?
Yeah.
I don't know who you're starting at RB2 if you make this move, man.
I agree.
What you can do is, because Bo Nix had a bad week 1, you can use Lamar Jackson in a trade and go get an RB2. But this doesn't really help any of your problems. You already have Lamar Jackson. Do you want another quarterback to sit on your bench to lose a starting running back? I don't think that's going to help you. D Choppa. Start
Choppa.
Herbert, Brown, Achane, Myers, Lamb, Hawkinson. At flex, I would be going Olave here.
Gosh, dude. Do I give Tyreek Hill another chance, or do we go? Yeah, I'll rock with you.
All right.
I'll rock with you, but I just want to make it clear I do have Tyreek higher. But
Well, then say Tyreek Hill.
not by much. Not by much.
All right, Badaki's going Tyreek Hill there. I'm going Olave. I just trust the target share a little bit more for Olave. All right, sending away Penix, Walker, Debo to receive
Walker,
Fields,
Debo.
Warren, Keon. I understand why you would do this, but I'm going to lean the Penix, Walker, Debo side of this.
Debo side. Yeah, I agree.
I'm not really wanting to be in on Warren all year. I think Keon could be a league winner, but we don't know that for sure. And I wouldn't do this just for a quarterback upgrade. Sanjo Wall, looks like they'd send away Connor, AJ Brown, and Njoku for Puka and Warren. To me, this is a smash, except Njoku doesn't matter in a trade of this magnitude.
No.
So, yeah, I'll smash that, except
Puka's
the Puka
higher,
and Tyler Warren side of
and
this.
then Tyler Warren is in a start 7. D Choppa. Baker Mayfield, Etienne, Bijan, Bryant, T, Sam Laporta. I would be going Deebo Samuel here, which means you should put Deebo Samuel in your wide receiver 2 spot. and then put T. Higgins or Brian Thomas, however way you want to do it in your flex.
In the flex, yeah. No, we're in agreement there. Same exact answer. And I like this lineup. I like that you don't have many difficult decisions there. Annie, are you okay? Would send away Pearsall, Addison, Andrews for Charbonnet and A.J. Brown. It's a start 7. Mark Andrews doesn't really matter that much in this trade, in my opinion. A.J. Brown's the best player in this deal, so I'm going to lean A.J. Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I would go as well.
Especially in the start 7.
Daniel, 007, he says, hey guys, what running back would you target? Running back wouldn't target for T. Higgins?
I'm guessing would you target for T. Higgins? What running back would you target for T. Higgins?
Would you target for T. Higgins?
Okay, so let's have a look at expert consensus here on running backs. T. Higgins, I would target the Amarion Hamptons, Kyron Williams, Breece Hall, James Cooks.
Yeah.
Those names?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of course, it all depends on like your depth at each position if you can make a trade like that, but those would be the names. It's Manny here with the start sit. Says drop Quinshawn for Tootin. No, don't drop Quinshawn Judkins. Looks like they're starting Nix and Allen, Hampton, Genty, Ladd, Nico, Warren, and at flex JCM. I would flex a Dunze over JCM personally.
Agreed.
I know we all want to play JCM. I want to play JCM just as much as you guys, but I do think unless there's a report that comes out like before the game where they're like JCM's going to operate as a lead back, you know, then I think we should have, if you have better options, you should lean that direction. Thanks for the question, Manny, and don't drop Judkins.
Chef, Trevor Lawrence, Drake, May.
I'm going Drake here. Love the matchup versus Miami.
Yeah, I'm going Drizzy as well.
RB2, going to start Henderson. Same exact reasoning. At the wide receiver position, you're going to have to start Ladd McConkey. Can't sit Ladd McConkey. You can't sit Emeka Egbuka. In my opinion, you can't sit Travis Hunter. At tight end, I would go Njoku. And then at your flex, I think DK is going to be the option. Yeah, that's a really solid squad, though.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
I'm not starting Pacheco over any of those other names.
We have to refresh here.
Yep.
Let's see.
By the way, just a heads up, guys. Appreciate everybody for being here with us. Do us a favor, hit that like button to show some love. And then if you type TNF into the chat, all one word, you'll be entered into our next giveaway. But it looks like Shining here is the next question.
Yeah. Daniels, Gibbs, considering it'll be Tracy at the wide receiver or RB2 spot. Emeka with Nico at the tight end position. I will be going Jake Ferguson over Jawan personally. And then at that wide receiver, or in that flex spot, considering DK, DJ Moore, and Debo. I think I have DK the highest. Yeah, I have DK the highest out of those guys.
Out of all these names?
Yeah.
So, yeah, sitting Debo tonight is going to be tough.
It is gonna be tough. I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it either, but I think DK is probably the better bet. Although I do love my boy Debo. Yeah, that's a tough.
Yeah, that's tough.
I'm gonna go DK there. That's really tough. Go with your gut if you want to bet on Thursday night against the Packers. It's just a tough defense, really tough defense. 8 crazy nights. At quarterback, I would start Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, this would be.
I want to chase that over under.
I think it was Love for me earlier. Double check.
You were choosing between Love and Goff earlier, and you said Love, but we didn't have Lawrence as an option.
We didn't have Lawrence. Yeah, you're right. He's playing. Has a good match against Cincy. Mm-hmm. Gibbs, Jacobs, Brian Thomas, JC, and Tucker with.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how you sit Sutton.
That's gonna be Sutton for me.
Wow,
you have to consolidate,
crazy,
brother. One quarterback, 10 teams, start 7.
You've got to upgrade quarterback or tight end. Use David Montgomery and your quarterback. Use David Montgomery and Kraft. Use, I don't know. There's just too many difficult decisions every week. You're kind of asking yourself to get it wrong every once in a while. All right.
It's not showing. Sorry, it's not showing. Not showing the Flock Fantasy thing, by the way.
Right. Yes. Good point. But those questions were answered, so we just answered these.
And A Crazy Nights is in the chat, so we appreciate you. But yes.
D Hong 1991 says start 3 in full PPR: Tyreek, Debo, Flowers, Adams. For me, this is sitting Tyreek.
Yeah.
It'd
be Flowers, Adams.
Yeah. I don't want to ride that
Flowers,
train
Adams for sure.
in Miami, so if you have another option, which you do, I'd sit Tyreek of all these names.
Yeah.
Kua G says which quarterback, wide receiver 2 in flex. Kua G, we don't know who your quarterbacks are, my friend. You didn't link any quarterbacks here. At wide receiver 2, I am going to go Terry McLaurin. At flex, it'd be Olave for me.
Olave, yeah.
But we have no idea which quarterbacks you have as an option. So I'm going to give you another start-sit voucher. You can come back on the stream. Best way to ask a start-sit, by the way, just so you guys know, is go to the My Teams page and link.
Says Mahomes or Golf, by the way. Sorry.
Okay, go to the My Teams page, link Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo. And once you've done that, that will make your life easier. You go to start-sit. Your league will already be linked. Then you hit continue, and then basically choose one player from your team, and then go through your entire lineup and tell us if this player's locked in or if you're considering them. So you click considering if you're considering and choose a bunch of names. You click locked in if you know exactly who you're starting. That's going to make your life easier. I already gave him the voucher, but if it's between those two names, you said Mahomes and who?
Golf.
Mahomes. I think actually I can't really say for sure. We need to refresh here. I don't know if we've caught up or not. One more here from Daniel 007. Baker Mayfield, Amarion Hampton, Breece Hall, Lamb, Thomas, Harold Fannin, and Higgins. I'm not going to start any of these running backs over your running backs. I'm going to start Fannin over Loveland just like you have it. And at the flex, I don't think you can sit T. Higgins for any of these names.
I agree.
I love Hunter. I want to play Hunter, but I can't sit him for, sit Higgins for one of these names. No. All right, let's jump to the super chats on YouTube. Thank you for being patient. Like we said, if you guys want to prioritize your question, the best place to do that is on the Flock Fantasy website. We'll put a link in the chat for you. It is, if I haven't linked it, it will be the linked message as well. But that is the best way to get your question answered. In fact, let me go ahead and pin that message so that's linked for you guys. It looks like 214 people have voted to start Keon Coleman over Bill and Charbonnet. It's very interesting. All right, let's jump over to YouTube, though. We've got some questions here.
The first YouTube super chat I see here is from Joe Castle.
Yep, I can see that.
Start one Kraft, Jawan, Harold. It would be Tucker Kraft for me.
Yes, I agree. Although it's close, you could easily get that question wrong. All of us could, but Eileen Kraft. Perez says, "Nice to see you, fellas. 12-man PPR set at running back, wide receiver. Someone dropping someone and stash Judkins, Dobbs or Shaheed. Oh, I would drop either of these. I don't care.
I'll drop Shaheed.
Yeah, Shaheed or Dobbs. I don't care. What you can do is you can drop Shaheed now. If Dobbs plays like shit, you can drop him and then pick someone else up tonight.
Yeah.
Frank says, I need a running back bad. Would you trade Rome for Bill? I don't think I would.
Rome. Yeah, I would still be keeping Rome Odunze.
Yeah, Rome Odunze looks like a breakout. So.
Yeah. David Gibson, it says, who'd you start at wide receiver, Neighbors or Myers? And at quarterback, Dak, well, you're going to start Malik Neighbors.
I understand the question for sure. Mm-hmm. Like it's difficult after 1 week to see, Myers do what he did and Neighbors do what he did. But I mean, Neighbors is still the focal point of that offense. You can't sit your first round pick not after 1 week. That would be an overreaction in my opinion.
Yeah, and at the quarterback, Dak or Fields. This week, this would be Justin Fields. Really close with Dak Prescott. I can understand that question as well. Dak, great matchup against the Giants.
Yeah,
Steve.
I agree.
Hey guys, pick 2, Ricky, Terry, DJ, Travis. Let's start there. This would be Terry and Hunter for me. Really close with Ricky. I love Ricky. I moved him down my rankings officially now that Brock Purdy's out. I'm a little bit concerned there. That's where my mind goes.
Okay, for me, the two are Ricky and Hunter. I haven't moved Ricky at all with Mac Jones. Mac Jones, is the reason Brian Thomas was a breakout last year. So I'm just leaning on that, what we've seen. And there's no one else to target in San Francisco. But I understand it could be rough. At tight end, Strange, Ertz, Ferguson, Fannin. I lean Ferguson of all those options.
Yeah, in order it will be Ertz. Sorry, Ferguson, Ertz. Ferguson, Strange, Ertz, Fannin. That's how it would go.
For me, it'd be Ferg, Fannin, Ertz, Strange. Appreciate the question. All right, Shook. 10-man full PPR. Dobbins, Devonta, Diggs. Who's making the final roster spot? Was thinking Dobbins for touches. Is this a start question or a cut question? If it's a start, I go Dobbins. If it's a cut, I would struggle to answer the question.
I would be starting
Smith.
Yeah, I would be starting Devonta Smith over JK. But yeah, I'm not cutting any of these players.
Yeah, I wouldn't cut them either. So hopefully it's a start-sit question. But if you had to cut someone, you just had to. I guess Diggs. I don't really want to do that though. All right, we will get to Mason Miller, but we have a question on the Flock site. And again, anytime we get questions on the Flock site, we will prioritize those.
Okay.
So, question is from Bopo. To start sit at quarterback, Nix or McCarthy. We will go Nix. Then Brown, Irving, Jefferson, Adams, Hunter, Henry. At flex, for me, this is Hunter and Pearsall.
And Ricky. Yeah, those are the two.
But Swift is obviously a fine option because of the guaranteed touches. I just prefer those two matchups and those two players. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the question.
Okay, I think that's it. Unless there's another one.
One more from Jared.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield or May. I'm going Baker, then Connor, Kyron, Chase, London at tight end. We'll start Tucker Kraft, although obviously anything's possible. Tonight we could look like idiots. But Tucker Kraft seems like the better option there. And then I don't think I can tell you to sit Garrett Wilson for Hunter, even though I like him this week. So they look like
Tucker
they're...
Kraft to not do good today.
You need Kraft not to do good? Okay.
Yeah, I need Tucker. Well, I'm still telling you to start him, but I need Tucker Kraft and Jane Daniels to shit the bed today.
Right. What do you need Bill to do?
I don't have him in the... Well, I actually have him, but I'm not starting him. I think I have him in our home league, which is the one quarterback. I have him, but I'm starting Chase Brown, Breece Hall, Tataroa, Ricky.
Okay. I hear you. Mason Miller with the super chat here from New Zealand. From New Zealand, bro. Start 10, PPR, 2 flex, sit 2, flex 2. So basically choose 2 here. This is... oh my God.
This will be Ingram.
That's a tough question.
Well, this is a flex. Why Ingram is not in your tight end spot? If you can somehow put Ingram in your tight end spot, that's what I would do. Unless you have names like Brock Bowers or Trey McBride, which is totally fair. Let's just say you can do that. I'm going to be going Eckler, Pacheco. That's where I would go.
This is maybe one of the most disgusting questions we've seen this week, maybe this month. And I say that not to be rude, but to say I'm sorry, Mason, because fantasy football should be fun. That is not a fun question. Gosh, that is gross.
I did start Golden in a bunch of my dynasty leagues because I didn't have a better option.
I don't see how we start Golden personally.
I don't either.
Yeah. Eckler.
It would be Eckler and then between Ingram and Pacheco. But surely you can start Ingram in place of... I guess he wouldn't be asking this question if he couldn't put Ingram in his tight end spot. I mean, if you can't put Ingram in your tight end spot, I will go Eckler Ingram. If you can somehow, let's just say you picked up Fannin or Jawan. Me personally, I would put Ingram over those guys and start Eckler.
I'd start Fannin over any name here. This is crazy. Wow. Eckler is the only name really sticking out to me. Outside of that, it's a Russian roulette situation, and I guess we'll go Pacheco. That's awful.
Tucci.
Yeah. Bill or
Hey,
Waddle?
Bill or Waddle?
What do we think, chat? Tell me Bill or Waddle here. This is a true toss-up. Bill's got an awful matchup, and Miami looks like the definition of hell right now as an organization. What do we think, chat? We've got one Bill. We've got one Waddle. So far, not helpful. A lot of Bills. Look, the bet is that probably it's not a good game for Bill tonight. But I don't know if there's a good game for Waddle that exists either. So do you just have fun? Watch the game with a purpose?
Yeah.
We all know Jalen Waddle at any moment can put up a 30 bomb. But more often than not, he's busting on your lineup, okay?
He's busting on your lineup.
All over your lineup.
Okay. I'm going Jalen Waddle.
You're going Jalen Waddle?
Yeah. And it's nothing against, it's not that I don't like Bill, it's not that I don't like that. I think it's a tough matchup. I need to see it again. The Dolphins were terrible. They played New England. Geno Smith made Jacoby Myers. Someone just asked Jacoby Myers or Malik Neighbors. And if Waddle can be a little bit of Jacoby Myers in week 1, then I think we would all choose Jalen Waddle. But
yeah, I think transparency is important, and transparently, I have no freaking idea. But my name's Rod. I like to party, so Bill. All right, Cheeky. Next, pick 2 full PPR: Tyreek, Ridley, or Kenneth Walker. God damn, you guys are being strapped down by fantasy football right now.
It'd be Kenneth Walker for sure for me. And then I technically have Tyreek over Ridley. Don't love it. Same thing.
Far out. God damn. I mean, yeah. Let me consult my rankings for a second. I'm sorry. I have Tyreek at wide receiver 28. Yeah, wow. That's not right. He should be 37.
Say that again? Sorry?
I'm just thinking out loud here.
Sorry. I'll tell you exactly where Tyreek and Hill, or sorry, Calvin and Hill are in my rankings. Tyreek Hill, I have wide receiver 33, and Calvin Ridley, I have wide receiver 36. So
I'm gonna lean Kenneth Walker with
close.
you there, but that's an awful situation to be in.
They're close. Appreciate you. Cheeky. Morgan. PPR. Okay. I'm assuming this is your team. You said got offered JCM for Flowers. I feel like I need more value thinking countering JCM plus Rice for JMO Flowers and P-Rob. So you have Joe Burrow, Achan, Kyron, Pollard, B-Rob, Caleb, Ollie. That's your running back room. Your running back and quarterback room. Chase, Garrett, Ted, JMO Flowers, Jerry. Got offered JCM for Flowers. I feel like I need more value thinking countering JCM plus Rice. So you will be receiving JCM and Rice for JMO and Flowers plus B-Rob. This must be like a 10-man league. This is like you're trading these players and you're probably not even going to start them, depending on your starting lineup. If I'm looking at the trade, I still want Zay Flowers. And if I'm looking at the JCM and Rice for JMO Flowers B-Rob, I still want JMO Flowers still. So that's where my head's at.
I'm gonna agree with Badaki there. I was listening, but it's a difficult point in such a small league. It's got to be a small league, right?
It has to be. I mean, I'm looking at it. It has to be a small league. Like if you trade for JCM, sure. Are you going to start him over Kyron or Achan? Probably not. Are you going to start him in the flex over JMO or Ted McMillan? Probably not. Yeah. So it's. I understand the question. I understand you probably want to get JCM because of the hype, or you maybe want to sell Zay Flowers high, but I don't necessarily think this helps your team. Like if you were to get Rice, I think that really helps your team for sure.
I agree. Yeah.
But I think you're just trading
We're on the same
a
page.
bunch of bench guys for a bunch of bench guys. Elijah, full PPR. Who should I start at the flex? Tyreek or Etienne? It'll be Tyreek. I mean, Travis Etienne here.
It'd be Etienne. Anything's
Travis
possible,
Etienne.
but I would answer Etienne 10 out of 10 times.
I've been saying Tyreek a lot today.
Coyote. Someone
Coyote.
dropped Godwin. How much fab should I spend on him? Assuming you have an IR spot open, 35? Is 35 too aggressive? You know?
I don't think it's aggressive. This is a guy that's going to come back and instantly potentially be the wide receiver 2 on that offense in the next couple weeks. So I think that's worth it. Yeah. Let me know if there's any other questions on the flock
there
side.
There are questions on the site, so we are going to prioritize those first. AXKRDD says, need help deciding who to start at quarterback and flex. Between Geno and Penix, I haven't had that question this week.
Well, Penix is playing the Vikings. Geno is playing the Chargers at home.
I think I lean
away.
Penix.
Let me just triple check. Yeah, we haven't had this question. Yeah. I am leaning Michael Penix. Actually, they're back to back in my rankings. Michael Penix and Geno. I have Geno or Penix one spot higher.
All right, at tight end, Chigakonko and Loveland, this cannot be your best options, dude. This just cannot be the best available options in your entire league. Is there no Fannin, Strange, Pitts, Juwan Johnson, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, Zach Ertz? There's got to be one of those names available. If not, then you just throw Loveland out there and hope for the best.
Michael Mayer, if he doesn't play.
Sure.
Brock Bowers, by the way, like that's another crazy option.
At flex, I'll go Pickens over Walker personally, and I'm happy with the rest of the lineup.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, Texas Boy here with the start sit question. What's up, Texas Boy? Dak Prescott, Kyron Chase, Jamar Chase, Neighbors. At wide receiver 3, we'd start Egbuka. Oh, wait, Nico Collins. You can't sit Nico Collins. At tight end, I'm going Jake Ferguson over Pitts. I don't know if you disagree.
I agree.
And then at the flex spot, you're going to be starting Egbuka for sure. And then it's a difficult one between Pearsall and Henderson. I probably lean Henderson this week.
Yeah, Henderson.
All right.
Really close.
Let's double check. I think that's it on the flock site for now. Of course, you guys can prioritize your questions over there. All right. Let's go to Dan. Start Daniels or Hurts? Hurts plays Kansas City. Yeah.
I'm starting.
There's just no way I would want to have both of these names on my team, by the way.
Yeah.
You're going to make the wrong call each and every week because these are two guys that it doesn't matter what the matchup is, you're starting them. They're elite quarterbacks. So if you have both of them in a one quarterback format, every week you're not going to have fun playing fantasy football, in my opinion, because you're going to make the wrong decision every single time. I would use one of these names to upgrade an area of weakness on my roster. But if I had to choose between the two, I'm probably going Hurts.
I'm going Hurts as well.
Sleepy Ant.
I
don't actually see a question, but they donated here. Said, should I start Terry at the flex? I don't know. What other options do you have? Are we in the chat here? Sleepy Ant, Head Ant? I mean, what are the other alternatives? Because obviously that's the most important piece of context we need there.
Yeah. If you're still here, put it in the chat. You don't have to super chat and just say what are your options there. when we'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Dan is after that. PPR start Debo or DJ. Really close. I think it's a really good question. It makes sense. If I'm not mistaken, I do have DJ over Debo.
Okay.
Let me just triple check. No, yes, I have DJ over Debo. I do.
I have them back to back, but I lean Debo Samuel. He looks like the more naturally infused into the offense player right now. It feels like they're trying to figure out how to use DJ in Chicago still. So I'm going to lean Debo. Tyler here says, a little confusion for my trade question on Flock. There's 2 trades. Nico for Travion Henderson and T. I'd be losing Nico. Or Nico and Monty for... Yeah. Okay. I thought we read it that way, but maybe we didn't.
I thought so as well. Nico for trade. Okay, so Tyler, I'm assuming you're also in the chat. What was confusing? So
did we answer it differently?
Did we answer it? Yeah, did we answer that differently? So at the moment, Nico for Travion Henderson and T. Higgins. You'll be losing Nico, correct? So you'll be receiving Travion and T. Higgins, or Nico and Monty for Hampton and T. No, we chose Hampton and T, didn't we? Because we looked at his team. He says you said you had said that Henderson and T is an overpay for them.
I think the way you phrased it, we thought you were.
So maybe he put it in the wrong way, and we read it the opposite.
Okay, now that it's so obviously right now it's very clear. The option is Nico, and you can get Henderson and T, or Nico and Monty for Hampton and T. I think that would make it easy to keep Monty then, and just go the Henderson and T side.
Maybe
you're not giving up. You're not giving up Montgomery in that deal. So.
No. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that helps.
Apologies. Sleeping Ant said, my bad. Trey Benson, Keon, Juwan, Rome, Booty. So would you start Terry or Rome Odunze, basically, is the question.
I would start Terry. I'll start Terry over Rome.
Yeah.
I think Terry will have a better excuse me. I think Terry will have a better game. I know Debo had his nice little breakout last week.
Yeah. Overall, I agree with that. I just don't love it, but I agree with that. Manny, okay. Start DK or Debo?
I think we had this question earlier, and I said DK.
Yeah, I'm going DK as well.
Yeah.
Although I do love Debo, but we're gonna go DK there. All right, guys. That's all the super chats. That is all of the questions on the Flock site. Thankfully, we have a little bit of time here to get through some team reviews, Badaki, because there's quite a few that we need to pump through. So these are all dynasty ones. Why don't we do Jackson's next?
Okay. Let me just, if you want to give this spiel, let me set this up on the back.
Yes. So you can get a team review from myself and Badaki here at Fantasyland. Every time you get a team review with us, you also get something called the team playbook, which is essentially like a game plan, a graphic version of your fantasy football execution. So use the code LAND, become an annual motherfucker member. You'll get a voucher that you can use through the Flock store, and then you just choose Zach and Badaki, and that's how you submit your team. You can also get a team review if you're a member of a different promo code. You just have to go through that same process, but buy it a la carte instead. And if you are already a season pass member, you can upgrade to the annual membership as well. Jackson here says, will Bo Nix be viable moving forward, or should I look for a higher end quarterback? I think the worst thing you
go ahead, sorry.
I think the worst thing you can do is trade Bo Nix right now or panic on Bo Nix, and I think you'll end up regretting that. Just be calm with him. 1 week is not going to determine Bo Nix's entire season.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is an ESPN league unless you want to continue to do this. I'm happy either way.
Let's go ahead and let's do the review for him still. That's fine. I would definitely suggest him to link his team, but let's go ahead and have a look. So it's Bo Nix, Jacobs, Taylor, AJ Brown, Jefferson, McBride, Marvin. That's a really solid squad. Very, very solid. I don't really see any weaknesses there, honestly. And you've got on the bench, Breece Hall, Harvey, Pittman, Walker, Loveland. This has got to be like a 10 or 8-man league, right?
It's a 12-team league, it says.
It's 12 team?
That's what it says on the back end.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, it says 10 teams. Sorry, it's 1 quarterback, 10 teams start 7. On the front end, it says 1 quarterback, 12 teams start 8. So this is a smaller league. This is all heavy hitters.
So it's a 10-team start 8?
Yeah, 10 teams start 7 according to the back end.
Okay.
But on the front end, it says 10 teams start 7.
Either way, this is an incredibly good roster. I think you should feel very good about it. I don't really think there is any area of true need. What you could do is just look to upgrade across the board. So, for example, who's at tight end right now? I mean, Trey McBride. I guess I understand why he asked the Bo Nix question now. Because you just have startable players. Your entire bench is a starting lineup, basically. Yeah, I mean, in this scenario in particular, I don't mind the idea of upgrading quarterback. I don't want to sell low on Bo Nix, but you're in a position where you like. Frankly, you have way too many good players on your roster, so you can afford to like overpay for an upgrade. So like Bo Nix and would you do Bo Nix and Breece?
4.
Like Josh Allen.
One of the top Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Maybe from those teams you can get something else. You know, you can ask them to add on a small piece as well. But yeah, that would definitely be something. Obviously, I'd prefer to use Walker, but I don't think Walker gets the deal done. Like, I don't think any of these teams are going to look at Walker and be like, okay, yeah, let me give you my elite quarterback now. So I think you would probably have to use Breece Hall there. But how do you improve a team that, you know, has 2 top 8 to 10 running backs, that has Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride, and then on their bench they have a bunch of players I wish I could start this week in my leagues, like Breece Hall. You know, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know how you're supposed to improve this roster. You've already absolutely killed it. In fact, if we're talking team grades for this one, I'd probably put this at like is an A+ too much? I mean, this is one of the better teams we've seen this year.
No, it's not too much. I think it's a good team.
Yeah.
A flat, A+. It's a good team.
And it looks like someone asked, like, why is Bo Nix projected for 51 points? He's probably got some in particular, like, scoring settings with quarterbacks. So if quarterbacks are more important than, like, we're assuming you have regular scoring because we don't have the context that you don't. But if you have some, like, different scoring where,
like bonuses and stuff. Yeah.
Then obviously you can go hard after these quarterbacks. But I mean, the team is really good. A+ across the board. You can make a trade to upgrade at. Honestly, I don't think CJ Stroud even needs to be rostered. So you can drop CJ Stroud now and go to the waiver wire and see if like a Bashul Tutin is there. You know, the Harold Fannons, the Kayshon Bouttys, these names, if any of those guys are out there. But outside of that, I mean, you're looking like an absolute juggernaut of a team.
Yeah, man, appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. Stay tuned. You should be receiving that playbook within 24 to 48 hours in the Flock Fantasy message system.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is ISU 03.
But we did have a question pop through.
Okay.
Manny, don't do it on iPhone and iPad. Link it through the web, through a desktop. Okay, don't do it through the app. We put this in the chat the other day, but maybe we need to put it in the chat again. For anyone who's
go ahead.
Sorry, for anyone who is struggling to sync their ESPN league, what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna go to our Discord. I'm gonna go to Let's Chat. Actually, I'll put it in the announcements. And how did you copy that with the numbers last time? Did you put that in Let's Chat?
I did put it in Let's Chat.
How long ago was that?
It was probably early last week. I'll have to find it.
Here. Oh, it didn't. I didn't copy the numbers that time either. All right, so here are the steps. Number 1, make sure you are signed into ESPN, not the app. Number 2, install Chrome extension, and you can find that here. Number 3, so follow all of these steps. Number 4, you need to manually. I'm just gonna pin this so we can give people this information. Number 5, if you change browsers. Okay. Let's just say to link ESPN. Okay. This is in announcements. I'll put a link here so you can see it all, but this is how you guys link ESPN. It's in the announcements tab on the Discord under the land tab. America's Dumpster Fire has a start sit question. It looks like Baker Mayfield, Bucky, Kyron, Adunze, Puka at tight end. I'm going to go Fannin. Badaki's going Ingram. It's a tough call. Both are great options. I just prefer the matchup for Fannin being from behind there. At flex.
From behind? I like Fannin from behind, you said?
I love it. I don't think I can start Marvin Mims. I would probably start either Mason or Booty over him.
Yeah, it'll be one of the two. It would probably be Kayshawn for me.
So Booty if he's healthy, if not Mason.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. All right. There's a super chat from John here. Full PPR, 2 running backs. Well, you can't sit Henry or Breece Hall. 2 wide receivers and a flex. You can't sit Puka Nacua or Lab McConkey. And then I would flex Travis Hunter. And I would start between Johnson and Njoku, it's close.
Yeah, I'll start Njoku there.
But Eileen and Njoku as well. Very close. All right. Next team review is from That's a dynasty one. So
it's a dynasty team.
Let's go to your boy.
JPEG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Appreciate you. All heavy hitters here. Let's have a look at this team. Currently ranked 5th out of 12. And your team is looking like Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Kyron, James Conner, Ray Davis with Chase, Ladd, Roan, Troy, Franklin with Travis Kelce, Jake Ferguson. Untouchables definitely to be Jamar Chase. And guys that you could potentially pick off the waiver wire that I can see is most likely going to be the Brandon Ayuk's. I think you should be picking him up off the waiver wire. I think that Jaden Higgins you should pick him up off the waiver wire. Let's see who else you got out there. That's about it. There's no one at the quarterback, running back position I'm willing to pick up. Stashes. I think you kind of have all the players already that you can potentially stash. Guys that you can cut for the foreseeable future here is most likely going to be actually no one. It's no one really you should be cutting. Just wait and see what's going to happen. Yeah, you can cut Wandale.
I'd cut Wandale, Troy. I will cut those names for the Higgins of the world, but you mentioned Ayuk. I'd rather stash Ayuk.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I was even thinking like you can drop one of the quarterbacks with tight ends, but I don't think it's that nearly necessary to do that.
No.
Overall team grade, it's a good team. I'm not jumping for joy here. I'm not in love with the tight end position.
RB3 is rough. Wide receiver depth is rough. I think this is more of a C+ than like anywhere in the B range.
Yeah, I agree.
The depth, like one injury in this team is really struggling. But that also means you probably don't have the depth to make a big trade either. But let's think of some ideas. I think the number one idea is to find a team that's quarterback needy. Send them Baker Mayfield plus something for a starter. So Baker Mayfield and Ray Davis. Can we find a like Javonte Williams type of deal or something? Let's see who has any quarterback needs. The 11th ranked quarterback has Purdy, so that actually could work out. They have Dobbins. Dobbins won't work, but if we can get Chuba, I don't know how we're getting Chuba there, but that's the only name that makes sense. So you can send it. It's probably not going to happen. That's unfortunate. That could have been perfect. The 12th ranked quarterback room has Bo Nix, so I don't think they're freaking out. But would you do this trade for Aaron Jones or Keon Coleman? Would you trade Baker for Aaron Jones or Keon Coleman?
Yeah, Keon. Aaron Jones, maybe it'll be a tough one.
Yeah, I get that. All right, who else? This is the 10th ranked quarterback room. They have Mahomes. You've probably run out of options at that point. Caleb and Trevor, the Caleb and Trevor team, they have Tony Pollard. That could be perfect. So let's say Tony Pollard there. Again, not saying all these trades are possible, but that's the kind of direction, that's the kind of brainstorm we would do to try and upgrade that room. No one else really has a need at quarterback. You're not asking, like the Lamar Jackson person's not going to want Baker Mayfield or Kyler Murray. But outside of that, like your starting lineup is Mayfield, Kyron, Connor, Ladd, Chase, Kelsey, and then Odunze. So it's not like you can trade one of these starters in a package, right?
No.
And none of the depth on your team has any true shiny price tag where people are like, oh, I really want to go trade for Kareem Hunt or Ray Davis or Franklin. So what you need to do is be really aggressive with the waiver wire. Like we said, Jaden Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, you need to stash these names because right now your depth is absolute dog doo-doo. Need to change that.
Dog doo-doo.
But I appreciate the support. I appreciate the question there, man. Thanks for letting us review the team. You'll get his team playbook within how long?
48 hours from today.
Okay, 48 hours from today. I think the rest are Dynasty. Is that right?
Yeah, the rest are Dynasty. I don't know if you want to do them now or we want to come back to a live stream later on today and do those guys. Start answering questions or...
Let's do one more. New York Giant Street. We'll do his Dynasty team. And then...
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do New York Dynasty team.
Okay, let me get his set up there.
All right. So he says, how do I make this team better? Any trade suggestions would be helpful. And again, to anybody out there who's watching, you might really not be sure what's happening right now. We are reviewing people's fantasy football teams. Some of them are Dynasty, some of them are Redraft. You can get your team reviewed, and anytime you get your team reviewed, you also get the team playbook, which is a customized game plan for your fantasy season. You can get that by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. Then you just choose, team review and choose Zach and Badaki. You can also go through that same process if you're a member of a different promo code. You just have to buy it a la carte instead. But if you're a season pass member with us, you can also upgrade to an annual membership. All right, how does he make this team better? He's wide receiver U. He's the first ranked team in the league. So this could be, a team that's already looking pretty good. I mean, yeah, when Ricky Pearsall is your wide receiver 6, you're looking good. This team is pretty dominant already. I definitely have some ideas, but let's walk through the starting lineup.
Yeah, this is, by the way, a middle ground here. Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield with Russ. Running back, Bucky, Walker, James, Charbonnet, which is a good backup. We got Travis Etienne, Trey Benson. Wide receivers here, you can start up to 5. Chase, Puka, Drake, Jackson, Devonta, Ricky, Jacoby with Jawan Jennings. So definitely having to get a better tight end for sure. Going to some admin stuff, untouchables, no doubt, a lot of untouchables here. Jaden Daniels, Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua. Those will be your 3 untouchables. Chase, Puka, guys that you should be holding going into
Benson,
years like this.
Samson.
Yeah, Trey Benson.
Benson, Samson. Those would be the main ones, I would say. I'm not aggressive on any of these other names.
Yeah, guys you can drop. I would say like the Devin Neals, the Deshaun Watsons of the world.
Deshaun can be dropped for sure. Yeah. On the waiver wire, there wasn't really anyone interesting, was there? Marshawn Lloyd? I'd rather roster Lloyd, even though he's been dealing with some injuries than some of the names he had. Aside of that, there's not really anything that interesting. Good news, you have your picks this year. But Also, you probably don't need them. So I wouldn't be opposed to using them in a deal to improve the overall, starting lineup of this team. Let's think about the rookies that you brought in this year. Dylan Sampson. Is that it? Devin Neal?
Rookies, Dylan Sampson, Devin Neal. That is it.
That's it, right? So normally we give people a draft haul grade in Dynasty. I'm just going to say incomplete because you only got 2 players. I don't really know what to say about that. But obviously Devin Neal looks like a nice little stash for now. So good job grabbing him. Thinking about your starting lineup. It's Daniels, Mayfield, Bucky, Connor for now. Chase, Puka, Jawan Johnson. And then you have to start 3 more names, which would be London, Jason, and Pearsall or Smith, and you've got Walker involved. I think what you could do is improve quarterback 3, and you could also
get a tight end.
Yeah. ETN is also there. Maybe you use ETN. Maybe you should wait a couple weeks and see who's really, really valuable in Dynasty if they keep rising up. But I'm thinking Travis Etienne plus a 26 first. Can you go get the Trey McBrides of the world? I don't think you get Brock Bowers, but maybe McBride is doable. Maybe you have to send another second on top of that. I'm not sure exactly what the prices of tight ends are in your league. I also wouldn't be opposed to going get a Tyler Warren at this point. If you want to send, probably not the second on top, but let's say ETN in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Something like that. Warren's going to be hard to get right now in a Dynasty League, to be honest. I don't mind if you have to use Ken Walker in this deal instead. Ken Walker plus 2 seconds for Tyler Warren. Actually, that's pretty aggressive. I'd say Ken Walker.
I would just say Ken Walker in a second and see if we can get there. But
yeah, I agree.
You have Zach Charbonnet already there, like Zach said. I mean, I would be trying to. I doubt you can sell Jacoby Myers to get Tyler Warren, but you could package Jacoby Myers to see what the after week 1 performance.
I would sell Russell Wilson for any 3rd rounder. Yeah, genuinely any 3rd rounder. I think Jawan Johnson's a fine starter, so don't force it if nothing comes. But obviously you'd prefer to be in a better spot there. And then quarterback 3. I don't mind the idea of sending your first for one of these veterans, like a Goff or something, to kind of feel a little bit better there. Goff, Lawrence, these kind of names, unless you had another name in mind there. Goff, Lawrence, Purdy off the injury, those type of names.
Yeah, don't mind those guys.
You could also try and take advantage of George Kittle's injury and send 2 seconds for George Kittle as well.
Yeah.
That's also an idea there. But I think those are the main ways you can improve the team. You're already dominant, dude. You're already an incredibly powerful team. But congratulations on building the best team in your league.
Oh yeah, man.
Did we give him a letter grade? I'd probably say
I gave him a B+.
Okay.
B plus A-. We can give him.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. That's probably it for today. Unless there's any other questions that have popped in. I need to set my own lineups. James Blank had a trade question here. He is sending away Achane for Breece Hall. I don't think I want... There's no PPR involved. If that's true, at the bottom, it says in the settings, it says no PPR. And if there is truly no PPR, then I do definitely want Breece Hall.
Yeah, I would agree.
But if there is PPR, I want Achane.
Yeah.
So if the settings that you've submitted are truly correct, where there is no PPR involved, then I do think Breece is the right option.
Appreciate you. I don't think we did answer John's question on YouTube. Yeah.
All right. Let's answer 2 random questions here in the chat, and then we're going to end the stream. I need to set my lineups.
Okay.
Drop Najee Harris for Judkins. Yes, absolutely. Yep. And one last one here. We can't answer all of them. I'm sorry, guys, but you guys are all awesome. man. Let's go with Anthony. Should I play Golden tonight instead of Keenan or DJ Moore? No, you should not. I would play both Keenan and DJ Moore over Golden. Moore. Anything's possible. Style says Bill's stat line for tonight. That's the last thing we'll do. I want to hear the chat. What do you think Bill's stat line is tonight? And also, Styles, hypothetically, if you were in a position where you had Bill Krosky, Merritt, Keon Coleman, and Zach Charbonnet, who are you starting? I'm going to flip it on you, Styles. Now this is a Q&A for me in one of my home leagues. Who would you start? All right. Under pressure here. But anyway, guys, we appreciate you big time. I want to hear Styles' answer on this. And then we're going to end the stream. He says, oh boy. It's not fun when the pressure's on you, huh? It's not fun when the rabbit's got the gun. He says, goodness. Yeah, make a call. You got to make a call. All right, 100 people are waiting for you. Anyway, we appreciate you guys. Bill for fun. All right, guys, that's it. Good luck tonight. I hope whatever you need to happen happens. We'll see you tomorrow, or we'll see you on Saturday. Saturday, we'll be live. Get your questions in on the site, and we'll see you then.
Love.